Start the recording. Here you go. Just eat some cheese.
All right. Welcome to Fringeworthy. I am Bruce Sheffery, your GM. With us, we have Ken, who is playing Chen Wei, our martial artist. We have Kaitlin, who's playing Angel, who is, what is it that you do again? Yeah, not too helpful. Okay. And we have Jason, played by Jason, who is playing our military medical guy. We also have a couple of other characters for the players who are not here. One is Gandalf, who is kind of I think he sees himself as a mercenary for hire, I guess. You know, he's an adventurous person.
Mercenary mountain man guy.
Yeah, that guy. Okay. And then, of course, we have Chuck playing Mike, who is the Russian.
Polish.
Russian. He's Polish? I'm sorry.
He's Polish.
You know, the Polish guy, you know, who has, you know, in the right circumstances, has a lot of special contacts, but otherwise, he is what he is. All right. So with them is Carmine, who is the representative of the families, otherwise known as the Mafia, from Sanctuary City, and they are a short, approximately. Well, I shouldn't say that. They are a short distance away from some kind of light that is just at the horizon, so it's about 20 miles away, and they had stopped to prepare to go and finally get to New Jerusalem and the Catholic Church, home of the Catholic Church, and the and for Carmine to be able to meet with the other members of the family who they have not seen for about 150 years since Sanctuary City was formed, away from the authority of the Catholic Church. And everything was fine. They were having a celebration, eating special food, drinking special wine, when people started noticing that they were getting very sleepy and lethargic. And Chen Wei had decided that he's suspicious of everything, and because the player thinks that the GM is always trying to kill him, and he's not wrong, but you know, only within the sense of the game. But he decided to fake eating and drinking and such, and then when things started happening, like Mike falling asleep from the drugs, and other people having some issues, then he decided to kick his way out of, first he attempted to do something with his robotic spider exosuit that he's been wearing, and it didn't work because apparently it had been shut down, so he kicked his way out of it.
First I fireball the guy.
Okay, yeah, then you also use some kind of psychic power to fireball Carmine, which was a big surprise to everybody. And Jason, realizing what was going on with himself, gave himself a shot of a stimulant, which means that he's now effectively a wide awake drunk. And we're not quite sure what Angel is doing, and I'm going to assume that, like Mike, Gandalf is snoozing away inside.
Somebody was trying to hack one of their suits so they could use it and not have it, stop.
I think that was Jason.
That was me. I was going to try to override, or actually rebooted the system.
Right, that's right. You did reboot your suit, so you're hoping that when it comes back up, it will give you, the ability to move again. All right. And just as this was all getting very interesting, suddenly you guys heard over your your data buddies on a emergency channel, somebody broadcasting saying that surrender now. This is Sanctuary City. Surrender now, or there will be trouble. And also you heard somebody going, "Hey guys," he says, "Hi," and it was Joan Kruger from the rescue team. And that is
rescue team.
The rescue, yes. Remember Joan Kruger from the rescue team? All right. So because Ken apparently has forgotten, we have Joan Kruger, Beatrice Hinton, Anthony Adams, Patrick Nelson. Okay. There was also Vicky Cardenas, who was the pilot of the ship that rescued you originally. There was Garrett Rivas, who was electronics countermeasure and drone guy. And there was somebody else who you didn't pay much attention to. Her name was Ernestine Banks, and she does tactics. Okay, but none of those voices did you hear immediately. The imperious, surrender or there will be trouble came from somebody else entirely. Okay, so any immediate reaction to that? Oh, here, let me give you your cards, since that would be qualify as an immediate reaction, possibly. All right, so I need to only bring 3 cards instead of the 5 cards I was originally going to do. Hold on a second. Grab the first 3 cards. Open. All right, and then we've got Kaitlin, Jason, and Ken. Here you go. Do with them as you wish.
I'm going to smear them all over the ground.
Yeah, okay. Virtually lick them and put them back.
Virtually lick them, because it's mine.
There's actually a card that applies to, but I don't think that's actually in the list I gave you.
Okay, I will say over the comms, who are you? Did they identify themselves, or did they say, we're Sanctuary City, or?
They definitely said Sanctuary City, and one of the people, Joan Kruger, you recognized her voice.
I say we're being forced to do this by mafia people. Are you working with the mafia?
Okay, you might not want to use that term, because you may find that they don't know what that term means. So they refer to themselves as the families, but use whatever term you want.
Well, I said mafia.
You said
if
mafia.
They haven't heard of the term mafia, then they probably say what?
Well, again, you've got the gifted language, so I'm sure that it translated into something closer to the families. So I won't argue the point. All right, so no immediate reaction to all this, right? We're rescuing you. Of course we are. We know you couldn't possibly be here except under duress by this terrible person that's abducted you. So we just need you to be cool, and we'll take care of this business.
So Bruce,
did
there seem to be 2 groups, or?
You're quick.
Okay. In the background, okay, it's kind of hard to see because, of course, it's dark, and they're not like highlighting themselves because they're trying to also be very covert. But you do see, one second here, you do see some interesting shapes that I'm sure would be so let me just oh, you didn't take it. Okay, let me try and grab it again. All right, upload a file. Here. Wait. Fringeworthy. Where is is it? It's weird. There you are. There you are. It's for some reason it's I don't know. It's not there. Okay. For some reason it wasn't scrolling to the top like this should have been. All right. Never mind. Little computer glitch here. All right. That's not what I wanted. But yes. Okay. Right. You at the bottom? Where are you? Oh, there they are. Okay. All right. Open. And they are there you go. Yes. There are 10 of these.
10? Wow.
10. Okay. There are 10 of these. They've come to, and like I said, they're actually covered with like a cloak, except which is for the purposes of hiding their heat, like you guys are doing, or I should say, more like the drones are doing. But they have these legs, and they have a big gun, like a big chain gun on one poking out, and they also have a big like sensor dish on the top that, as you can see, can go in different directions and such. So, anyways, they are. That's where you assume this is coming from, because obviously it doesn't have like a direction. You're just hearing in your head. So yeah. Okay. So anyways, they basically so anyways, the voice says by authority of Sanctuary City, for the common defense and security of Sanctuary City, you are all to surrender to us, or we will have to take whatever steps necessary to return you to Sanctuary City. Don't test us. We are prepared. We are trained, prepared, and equipped. And at which point, Jones says, well, actually, we'll throw Patrick in here. Patrick says, yeah, they really mean it. This guy sitting next to me is like really, he's like the, top of their, these are some of the guys that like helped defend us while we were like, trying to get you guys into the, into the tunnels and stuff. So, these guys aren't to be trifled with. Anyways, so Carmine responds and says, okay, just so you know, I am prepared to detonate the nuclear reactors in these two drones of ours, which will not only just kill all of you, call all of us, okay, but will definitely, if any of you manage somehow to survive, will definitely alert New Jerusalem of our location, and they'll be on you, fast. So unless you've got some jump jets in those tanks of yours, I'd say you should keep your distance. Now, reaction, guys?
I say you're crazy.
So apparently, Carmine is taking the nuclear option, if necessary.
Yeah, give me a minute to process what I could possibly do in this situation.
I was at this point. I mean, I hope I can like knock him out in one blow before he does anything to the drones. But it's sort of hard to knock people out in one blow in this.
Especially considering he has, He's wearing a spider mech suit.
That's what I was saying.
Cut down his suit would be the thing I want to do. The hell did New Jerusalem know we were on our way? I mean, that was
Sanctuary City,
Sanctuary
and
City.
you already explained that last session. Basically, the girl that you kind of invited, but later to your group, informed them that.
Yeah, no, I know Sanctuary City, but how did New Jerusalem find us too?
They don't know. Jerusalem isn't there. He's simply saying is that if he blows up 2 nuclear reactors, that New Jerusalem will find you very quickly.
Oh, I thought you said that New Jerusalem was also approaching us as well.
No,
I was confused.
As far as you are approaching New Jerusalem, that was what you were going to do right after you finished charging up and all the other
So they're telling us surrender or else.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I'm going to blow up the robots. And I'm saying, fuck. I opt for fuck. I'm trying to figure out what kind of psionic power that I've never used before would actually work against this guy.
Well, you could always.
And I'm going to go the path of least resistance, play the card, gank my smarts to half, and say sleep.
Okay.
To Carmine.
All right. Well, he's going to get us. He's going to get at least a spirit check for that.
Well, and I'm not quite sure how the card exactly works. It says play this card to make use of a psionic power that you do not possess. You gain a critical success on the use of this power, but the strain is so much that you must cut your intelligence or its equivalent in half for the remainder of the scene.
Right. Okay. That will give you do a minus on his check.
Yeah, I'm basically casting the sleep spell to put him down so he can't blow us up.
Let's find out what happens. Wow. Okay. That's a 1 and a 2.
Oh, shoot. Here I am thinking boxcars.
He is a hero, and I could use some bennies, but I don't think that's in the spirit of the card. It says you get a critical success. So
okay.
I'm just saying is that he should be able to keep rolling until he gets something. That's also a failure.
Oh, you've got a message. You are.
Anyways, so like I said,
wow.
If you were a player character, I would let you do it, but I mean, he'd have to use up every one of his bennies more because he actually has extras in order to resist this. So, like I said, since it's not in the spirit of the card, so I'm going to say, yeah, he screwed the first one up, so he falls unconscious. But like with you guys, he could wake up. Right. Now, nobody besides you, Jason, knows that this has happened. Okay? So because you've exhibited this power, you know that you did it. Okay? So so you're going to have to let people know that you have done something. Otherwise, they're not going to,
Well, Ken's outside of his suit, so I can't really communicate with him.
Actually, this is actually, they've opened up a emergency secure channel. Well, not even secure,
On our visors.
on your visors through your data buddies. So so you actually can communicate with each other.
Okay. I will say I knocked him out. He's not going to blow anything up.
I say, what? I don't see anything.
Well, I don't really know, but I did it. So
What?
act quickly and get him out of his suit so he can't blow nothing up.
Okay. I look at him. Does he look like he's like unconscious?
How
He's
can you
not
tell
he's
in
not
his suit?
moving.
Okay. Are we still in combat or?
Well, right now, you know, it's kind of a brinkmanship type of situation. Do you want to talk? You know, he just made this really big announcement to
If you're saying he's unconscious,
people. So if you want to stop them from taking action at this point, then you need to tell them something. Because
well, if you're saying he's unconscious and break him out of his suit, then I can break him out of his suit. I say, you want me to smash his suit?
Well, that would probably wake him up. I would say just open it and get him out of it.
How do I do that? I don't know how to do that.
Flip the
Yes, you
latch. I don't know.
You got your own suit. You've been doing stuff.
Trained how to use
your suit, but his suit isn't broken.
Okay, so flip his. What? I have to get him out. I have to get his hands away from the controls, right? How would I do that? Like, okay, then I will open it.
Okay, it's locked.
I say I can't open this. It's locked. Maybe I can break the.
Someone's going to have. Well, you could try to break it, but I think
it might wake him up then.
But someone can try to hack it.
That's yeah. So
Okay.
is Kaitlin's suit still locked up? Because
who?
he locked down everybody's suits, and that's why I rebooted mine.
Right. Okay. Yours was rebooting. So I'll say your suit comes up because it was rebooting.
Also, is there anything?
Well, hold on a second. Okay. So all right. So let me see here. Where did we go? This is the wrong list. Hold a second here.
These are the wrong pants from it.
No. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. So this guy named Kevin Franco. This is you know, senior combat specialist Kevin Franco. What's going on?
Just hold your position for a minute. We're dealing with this.
What do you mean he's asleep?
Hold your position.
I don't know.
Are you surrendering or not?
Hold your position for a minute. I'm dealing with the situation here. The atomic threat. So just hang on. Stay where you're at. We'll deal with this in a minute.
Well, all I can say is that if I see any kind of indication that that
nobody shot at you yet,
something's about to blow up. Okay, you see, like, you know, this sensor pod aiming over toward. He says, we're going to be dropping a whole lot of armor-piercing steel into this general location.
And that'll help the explosion. Okay.
You know, there's different levels of explosion. I'd rather, but like I said, just don't try anything.
So I maneuver my suit over to Carmine's.
Right.
And I will run out the attachment cable.
Yeah, the guy who just lost half his intelligence is now going to
attempt to do this.
Attempt to do.
I still have a D6.
Okay.
You can do this.
I can maybe do this.
I believe
I only had a D4 in electronics anyways, so.
Well, that card does affect your the skill based things that are based on the skill.
I have a D2 in electronics now.
Problem. I mean, what did you have before?
A D4.
Okay, so yeah, it'd be a D2.
So I have a 50. Well, not even
You have
that.
a 50-50 chance of maxing it. Yeah.
That's why you
Of
D2
actually
can
connecting to his
explode.
suit.
Are you sure there isn't somebody else who'd be a better choice than you?
Well, let's see.
Oh.
Four people in or 3 people in lockdown suits and 1 not even in a suit.
Yeah.
Who's not a science person.
Yeah, I was gonna. What I want to do, I want to like look around for burnable stuff and try to start a fire with my laser so that I don't
Why?
freeze to death here.
Why don't you just get back in your suit before you die?
You can climb back in.
Suit's broken, remember?
You can climb
You
back
broke that latch.
The back of the suit is broken. You can actually still get into the suit and it'll keep you warm.
And
Okay,
close
I
it,
will do
yeah,
that then.
Use a little duct tape, some baling wire.
It's going to bleed heat, but
It's better than freezing.
it can be repaired.
Yeah. So, okay, if I don't think I have the ability to, since my smarts aren't great, would I waste the time to walk over and talk and try to do it, or would I go over to Kaitlin's
What
suit?
happens when you lose half your intelligence, Jason? I mean, how wise are you at this moment?
Well, I had a D12 smarts. Like I said, I'm down to a D6.
Okay.
But
you're trying to do a hacking, which is off of electronics.
So what I'm going to do then, instead of hacking, is I'm going to plug into Kaitlin's suit, to Angel's suit, and send a reboot command. I'm pretty sure I can Control Alt Delete.
Yeah,
system.
Probably. Okay. So you're going to reboot Kaitlin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And
hopefully we have enough time to deal with this before.
Okay. So Kaitlin, your suit reboots. So now you can move. Yay. I think he wants you to do. He wants you to do the hacking.
Yeah, go hack his suit and get him out of it so we don't blow up and die. Because apparently I now wear a helmet.
All right then. Yeah, I can do
now
that.
Now you do. Okay, so go ahead and make your check.
All right. I'm going to Benny that.
You can use my bennies. I don't need them. I like your shoes.
That will be a 13, my sir.
Do we have any ramen?
Okay. See now, Chen Wei, it would have made a lot more sense if Chen Wei would have stayed outside so that when you get Carmine out of the suit, Chen Wei could have sat on him or something, okay?
Well, she can still use her manipulators to, like, crush his head like a...
I can't use anything because my suit does not operate. That's why I broke out of it.
Your physical body.
No,
yeah.
Just pick him up and hold him up in the air.
I'm just saying, Chen Wei was outside the suit, and if they're trying to get Carmine outside of his suit, then Chen Wei would be able to exert his physicality on Carmine. Okay? Since you're now back in your suit, you're not actually providing any help. Because the suit
if you're gonna say, Chen Wei, we could use some help here,
Why don't you guys bring Chen Wei into the plan?
Yeah.
Hey,
guys.
Chen Wei, since I guess Jason is over here going on about ramen, I don't know what that's about. Could you come help us out?
I like the chicken.
It's ramen.
Okay.
Help us out. Probably sit on him or something.
Oriental flavor is just
maybe I could hold him or restrain him.
Or feed him to a bloody pulp. I don't know.
I will attempt to grab him, I guess.
Maybe use a lot of duct tape and dental floss and tie them all up.
Like a chicken?
Do we have stuff to tie him up with?
What do you got on you?
There are repair equipment in your saddlebags on your spider.
Okay, I will attempt to tie.
You're welcome to use your equipment token to have duct tape.
Okay, I will tie him up with the duct tape then. And use the equipment token.
All
right. Well, he wakes up when you start doing that. because you're like.
Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if he's got like holding like controls or something that he can activate, because I don't want him blowing stuff up.
Well, you guys pulled him out of his suit, so therefore he doesn't have anything in his hands. Otherwise, he'd still be in the suit.
Does he have a visor on?
Yes.
Can I pull the visor off? Because I don't want him ordering database.
You can certainly pull it. Yeah, you can pull his visor off.
I say break the visor.
Say pull his pants down around his
I'll
ankle
pull the visor and I'll try to duct tape him.
and play the romance card.
Okay, well, that was a smart move because, yes, he still was in full communication with his. You guys hadn't hacked anything really, except for the back door latch on his mech spider. So yeah, you pull him out, pull his helmet off, and then now the two of you guys are like wrestling with each other. He's basically, and Carmen's like, cursing you out, in a language you do not know, and he's saying, basically, betrayer. I knew you were always you were working for the.
I say I don't know what you're saying, but you tried to poison us. Come on.
Takes a betrayer to know one. Sorry.
You're all fools. Says you could have been free.
Could you punch him while we're at this? Or I could get out and punch him. Wait a minute, I could.
You could have been free.
Anyways, it sounds like you. It sounds like you've kind of, gotten it. So one of the, let's see, one of the bigger mechs comes walking up, and likewise sends the thing over to the.
When you say bigger mechs, you mean Mafia bigger mechs or Sanctuary
no,
bigger mechs?
About Sanctuary City. The Sanctuary City goes over and starts, hooking into the things and basically starts taking control of them and shutting them down and stuff like that. So that, or at least taking control of them, so they can't be, screwed over by Carmine. This as well. All right. All right.
Yeah.
1 second here.
I say that the Sanctuary people, I was under the impression that the Mafia has like agents, in your in your groups. So
Chen Wei, Carmine rolls a 31 for his fighting skill, and basically breaks free of your grapple and starts sprinting out into the darkness toward the toward the city.
You know what?
Toward where the light was.
Let him have this. He's running away.
I can't fireball him again.
I don't know. Can you?
I can. So I will.
Your train of thought is like mine at the moment. So.
He's clearly trying to escape.
Yeah. So I got a 7 on the psi skill.
Okay.
Let's have.
So it's going to be standard with no raise.
Right. Let's have. How many can I do in like a round? I wrote the bolt is 1 point for 2d6 and 2 points for 3d6. 3. So three regular ones, I guess.
Magic missile.
Okay.
Let's see. To hit roll.
Yeah.
To hit roll first.
For each.
I'm gonna Benny that. Okay, that hits with a raise. No, that's not. That does hit with a raise. That's. Give me a break. I'm gonna Benny that. That definitely hits with a raise. And that hits normally. The one that hits with a raise is 16 points. The second one that hits with a raise is 31. 31. And the last one is
What?
Apparently, he's butchering the Thor Carmine.
Is 18 points.
I think he's dead.
I rolled a lot of sixes on these D6s.
All right, so the NPC is definitely down and possibly dead. Very likely dead.
How far did he
Considering
get?
what you just. Well, I mean, he's going to do the best he can, so I would say he got about 30 meters. Or 6 meters. Yeah, 6 meters, which is, about 30 feet.
Can I just take my mech suit and just go step on him?
And I say, I guess it wasn't quite an offer we couldn't refuse.
It really.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Jason's
what the hell was that? What the hell was that?
That was the annihilation of our enemy.
Short little guy. Please put the energy weapon down on the ground.
I will.
Guns are aiming at you.
Ignoring, well, not ignoring. Ignoring the implication that I was actually firing an energy weapon, I will put the laser down because they said to, and hold out my hands.
Okay. All right.
Just fired half a loaf of kung fu at him.
All right. So, okay. So they proceed to, unless you try to do something.
There's 20 of them, so no.
They proceed to get you out of your out of your suits and put you into a something you had. They basically bring up a drone personnel carrier like this, except it holds people.
Out of the frying pan, back into the frying pan.
Which I think would take some time. I would like to try to talk with them before they pull.
Please do. They're bringing. Okay, so we need to get you. We're gonna get you out of your suits, and and we're going to. I mean, basically, as soon as they establish control over the fusion power plants. Okay, they basically, are, and they're still keeping their guns on you in case you try to make a break for it. But then they bring this thing up for you guys and say, okay, and then that's when the rescue team starts getting out and walking over and giving you big hugs and saying, we were so worried about you. He says, it's have you been okay? And he didn't hurt you, did he?
We're okay, I think.
You remember these people. They were very solicitous the last time they rescued you, so now they're being very solicitous again. Yeah.
I say.
Yes, Jason.
So before they pull us out of our suits, basically, I just want to say, hey, can we talk about this before we go too far with their plan, I guess? Because there's information that needs to be exchanged and understood before, everybody freaks out and does whatever they're going to do.
Well, okay, but why don't you get into the personnel carrier and then we can all have a nice chat?
Well, on one condition, you don't just start driving back to Sanctuary City.
No, we still got to resolve some of the stuff out here. We got to slave all the spider suits together and stuff like that before we can try.
We're quite a distance away from Sanctuary.
We got a few minutes. It's not a problem.
Okay, so
okay,
I guess
Jason, go ahead and make an interrogation check.
At half? How long
Yeah,
is the
whatever.
scene
Yeah.
is my question. When it
I don't
says
know if
scene, how long is the
interrogation
scene?
is.
Oh, well, I would say that you're beginning to recover.
Okay.
Well, is interrogation smarts at all, or is it something else like
It's
spirit?
spirit.
Spirit, actually. But I just wanted
Spirit,
to
he
know
should be
how long.
fine.
I just wanted to know how long a scene was.
Yeah, it just, this is still really the scene because things could happen. So I
Right.
would say that right now it's still part of
Well,
it.
since it's a spirit based, I don't take a penalty. I rolled a 6 on my interrogation.
Okay. All right. Well, it seems like they're very concerned to de-escalate the situation. And the best way of doing that is to put you someplace where, you won't be tempted to run off.
Situation's been de-escalated. We've
Yeah.
taken care of the hostile.
Yeah, but you're not. That's you doing things. That's not them doing things. And
They got to pee in the pot to make it taste good.
the security people are a little nervous about these kinds of things. Okay, meanwhile the rescue people are all like, oh man, Jason, they're like being like your best buds. Here, have some have some warm coffee. Here's a blanket. They're like the mothering type. Remember?
Right.
An emergency medical care kind of thing too. So
Crispy fried carmine. Is it breaded?
Sure. That's why it's crispy.
Is the coffee breaded? Yes.
No, crispy fried carmine.
Yes, crispy. Oh yeah. Well, they're gonna go over and gather that what remains up and bring it back.
That's why he's crispy fried carmine.
Yeah, he didn't have his helmet on, so he's like just he already had one. Remember, he already had one wound from earlier. So yeah, he didn't have 3 wounds for all those hit points of damage to a braid. It was yeah. All right.
I mean, he should have been able to soak some because she said he didn't use his bennies for the other stuff.
After you did all that damage to him,
you couldn't soak that much damage.
I mean, theoretically, it would have been possible. Okay, but
I mean, if it's possible for me to roll it, it's possible for him to soak it.
Okay. I'm going to say from the standpoint of a GM that I think the carmine is dead. I think you have killed him.
Okay.
Like I said, crispy fried carmine.
So,
right. It's
are we
really
all
a shame
getting into
because
the...
he was a decent guy that you never really never took the effort to meet and understand.
I love the way you defend the villains.
Hey,
Come on, he was just another guy. Just a guy.
He got you in Sanctuary City. What are you complaining about?
Hey, we're not. For the most part.
We weren't. All I did was go, oh, geez, I don't want to pass out right now, so I'm going to stay awake. And then Chen Wei started attacking people. So, to be fair,
he definitely is the yellow peril in this situation.
Yeah. If he had a grenade.
Grenade. That's so last century.
Then I guess we're last century.
Yeah, we never actually got to figure out what was going on because it escalated from being drugged to, violence.
Yeah.
From the guy that never wants to get in a fight, I might add.
All right. Okay. So, like I said,
I assume we're all getting into the personnel carrier.
Yeah. Are you doing that?
I'm not fighting them because I don't really want to die.
Yeah, I will get. I will get in.
Okay. All right. It's filled with these really nice plush chairs, and cup holders. And
their version of the garbage truck.
That doesn't look good. That means that they're trying to prevent people from using violence here.
Wait, we need Mike and Gandalf. They're still sleeping.
Okay.
Well,
there's a fold down bench seats on the sides, and the rescue team is basically sitting over there, and as I said, the head guy there basically comes in, Kevin Franco, and he's like, yeah, there's a total of 5 yeah. Right. Okay. So actually, there's a total of 10 of them. I had 5. I don't know why I just did 5. Okay, because there's one, because each of them is the driver and gunner for each of those little tanks. So, but okay.
Okay.
All right, and then the co things were the the other team. So anyways, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah. Okay. Anyways, all right. None of you guys are like really techie, I assume. So
Yeah.
okay. So I won't tell you anything about the unusual nature of the vehicle that you're in. So he comes in and he says, all right. Now that we've got things a little bit more stable, and he looks at you guys and says, what the hell were you doing?
They made us an offer that we couldn't refuse, which is a way of saying that they threatened us. They wanted us to go on some mission to contact more mafia people in New Jerusalem, and they said because we're not from Sanctuary City, they know that we're not like working for some faction that's opposed to them because we're new. So that's why they wanted us.
But why did they want you at all? Why did they just do it themselves?
That was my question, but
unfortunately, the person who could answer that question is dead.
yeah,
So,
I really didn't understand.
Hypothesize.
So I'm not really sure what he
said something. I didn't understand what he was when I asked him that. What his explanation was. I think it was. I don't know. He said something about, like it said something about the person with us, might have to die himself too, and which would be him. I guess he's dead, which
okay.
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. They had this plan to go contact sanctuaries, or to go to contact New Jerusalem. And I asked why they couldn't go do it themselves, why they needed us. They were just, I'm not really sure why they wanted us to go. I guess they assumed that because we weren't from Sanctuary City, and I honestly can't remember either what they said.
Well, I already mentioned the part about us not being from Sanctuary City, but the question is, why didn't they just go themselves?
I understand.
I'm pretty sure they did answer that, and I don't remember what they said.
I don't either. That's what I was saying.
That's why the recording.
Anyway, we thought that it was possible that we could go and find out information about New Jerusalem and make it back to Sanctuary City with that information, because nobody knows what's been going on there for the last couple hundred years. And being explorers like we are, it sounded like an interesting challenge. I mean, we weren't favorably looked upon in Sanctuary City, at least I wasn't. And I didn't see how, if we were able to get out clean, then they would not find it again. So I was kind of going along to figure out what the whole deal was. You have to remember, we're not from Sanctuary City, so we don't know what New Jerusalem is. And honestly, we didn't know that Sanctuary City had the best of intentions regarding us at this point.
Well,
I mean, we've been accepted in, but kind of like you do with the new puppy, and you keep it in its little space and put down the puppy pads, and and I just, and once again they said, hey, we have this offer and it would be bad to decline this because things can happen. So we assumed that since these guys were operating without any kind of oversight, that they must have some connection within the government that allows it to occur.
Uh-huh.
I mean, these guys are walking around with guns and, taking people off the streets. And if you guys can't, I mean, obviously they broke in and stole all the gear out of the wherever it was.
Yeah, your weapons were there was a raid on the location where your weapons were, and they were taken. That
Yes.
was also one of our clues that something was going down.
So, I mean, this Carmen guy, he didn't really. I mean, when I tried to ask too many questions, I got a fist in the face for it. So I don't remember which guy threw me across the room, but apparently I was a ragdoll to him.
At that moment, you were.
What's that?
I said, at that moment, you were.
Yeah.
That was one of Carmen's
Goons.
goons. Yeah.
So
One of his men.
Besides, we
I mean, we had no way to defend ourselves, so we kind
So
of.
you're saying you're here under duress?
Well,
yes and no.
Yes and no. I mean, it was intriguing enough for me to want to do this, and I learned a lot about things since we've been out. I mean,
like where Sanctuary City is.
Can we find it again?
I think you guys. Well, okay. Speaking as the GM, I think you guys know what's on top of Sanctuary City. You know.
Oh yeah. Certainly.
Right.
Well, I mean, it would be difficult for us to find our way back because it took us so long to find our way out.
Yeah, we really don't know how we got out to begin with. At some point.
The point is that you have information that literally, could spell the doom of an entire city if it got into the wrong hands.
Well,
there's a way that we can go about this that won't expose where Sanctuary City is, and it's just to let us go home where we came from originally.
I don't think they believe us about that, though. I mean, they've seen some strange things that might suggest it, but I don't think they actually believe us.
Well, and that's just it. They don't believe us. They don't trust us. They don't. I mean, would you trust someone that did it? That showed up at your doorstep? I mean, we came to Sanctuary City because they said, come join us and find us, because we were nothing else to do. We had no other direction.
Yeah.
And then we get jumped by these New Jerusalem people, and then, Sanctuary City grabs us and hauls us away.
So you're saying you want to go back to Veliki Nova's Grove?
Actually, we didn't actually tell them where we were from. We told them where we were close to, but.
Yeah, we got close. We didn't actually tell them.
Hold on a sec. I'm trying to figure out. I got messaged, and I'm trying to figure out which message
it wasn't me for once.
There's 6 new messages, and I only see 4. That's why I'm confused.
A couple of them are probably from me. It like it
unread. What we really want to do is have you watch us disappear into another dimension, so for sure that what we're saying is right, and then we could start trade and such with
These
you.
people don't know that.
Well, if you guys actually did disappear into a portal, then they would probably believe you.
Right, but they don't know that we claim to be from a different dimension. They think we're still from a hole in the ground.
I thought this is the council.
These are
guys.
not the council members. These
are
the security guys and the rescue team.
Okay, never mind then.
Look, we're not trying to screw over Sanctuary City. Yes, we found ourselves in a position that was awkward. What's that word called? Compromising position. And, we're here. How far away is New Jerusalem? Is that the light that we're seeing, or is that just some other place?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, they're a lot closer than y'all thought.
Not actually. Well, I mean, what do you mean?
Well, I was under the impression that nobody knew exactly where it was.
Well, we can see it.
Well, we see a light. I didn't know that was New Jerusalem.
Yeah,
My question is,
none of us really know anything about this.
what if we approached them with unhostile intent
Well,
and set up a dialogue?
You guys can't see it from here because you're on the ground, okay? But the fact is that is a giant illuminator that is half a mile high, maybe a mile high, and illuminates a vast area, and that's historically is one of the records of New Jerusalem. So there, the fact that that's there is means it probably is New Jerusalem, and the fact is that we can actually hear them on the radio. On the communicators. They're broadcasting.
The plan was for
because you were in radio silence to protect yourselves, probably.
Would prevent us from hearing a transmission, let alone.
I suspect that the person that you killed, the person you called Carmine, probably wasn't letting you know about everything that was happening.
Well, and that's nobody's been upfront with us, so
the plan was for him to contact the mafia guys in New Jerusalem. Could he have already contacted them? Like, did you hear any transmissions or
family?
How did you find it so easily?
It wasn't that easy. You guys.
I mean, you're here, so
we've been chasing you for a couple thousand miles, and you've and we're familiar with the channels that you're using and things like that, and we've been able to pick up some telltales here and there, and so we've been able to. We lost you when you guys did your little flying through the air business, but we were able to catch up to you. So
that was still pretty cool.
It's been a very challenging thing. You guys moved a lot slower than we expected. I suspect that has something to do with how you were trying to deal with your heat. We basically go into buildings and put down a room temperature thermal conductor, and we basically just spread the heat into the foundation of the building and cool ourselves down real quick, and then we get out and keep moving. So we've been playing catch up the whole time. And if you guys hadn't stopped where you are here and done your whatever this whole thing of yours, I don't think we would have caught you. But it's but we did. So happy.
Carmen tried to drug us. That's why we stopped.
Well, yeah, and because of that, we were able to catch up to you. Okay, speaking again as the GM, as you recall, you were basically on the lee of a big building, and you were basically going around and doing stuff. And he did get out of his suit at one point and was doing some stuff, like he was bringing like bottles of wine over to each of you to take inside your suits and stuff. So and then he got back into his own suit. So the point was that he was out exposed at that period of time, and that they were they have very sensitive sensors, and when they were able to pick you guys up and close in on you.
So why hasn't New Jerusalem detected all of this?
Well, first of all, they're very noisy. They have a lot of stuff going on, and secondly, we've been. You guys have been. We've all been really good about keeping our heat down and not sending a lot of signals. We didn't call out to you guys. You guys didn't call out to us. So I don't think they know you're here. I don't think they know we're here. And if we got.
What happens if we go back to Sanctuary City? We get put in jail?
I don't think so. I think that you've acquitted yourself pretty well as far as. You guys could have, joined up with them in the sense of saying, hey, we're going to send off this big thing and blow everybody up. And then one or more of you guys could have gone with Carmine and tried to escape. But you didn't. Instead, you tried to stop Carmine. I think that's going to speak a lot toward any determination of guilt or whatever. I mean, right now it sounds like you guys are in a way kind of heroes.
I wouldn't go that far. But
what about the supposed, like, mafia agents in the government who are letting these guys operate?
Every government has, people that are trying to influence it. So I didn't think there was a pervasive type thing, but it does sound as if there's a significant organization that needs to be really investigated. I think that probably a lot of this was happening on the QT and no one knew, but so that this may have blown a lid on that. I don't know. We're not investigators, okay? We're this is a defense force and we're the rescue team. We're not like corruption investigators and people like that. So, but I'm sure that they're going to be very interested in in getting to the bottom of this. And of course, you could probably help identify people and give us more information about, like, where places of interest for them might have been. And certainly, of course, I'm sure they want to know more about how you exactly how you were able to get out of the city.
Same way you did.
No, we did. I don't know. We were not really told how you got out. They basically we came out of the tunnels. We came out of the normal tunnels that we use to basically bring people in. That's why we have these big, vehicles and things like that. So you guys are much smaller, much more, more of a secret incursion type group. Okay, we're a lot more heavy hardware than you guys. So I'm not.
Here's an idea.
They haven't told us everything about what happened.
Okay, so they're not telling you guys what's going on either.
Well, we didn't need to know. We were here. We were here to rescue you guys, which is, and of course, if it turned out that you were actually acting against the interests of the city, we were here to. Well, some of us were here to try to keep you alive, depending upon what happened, and the other half were here to make sure that you didn't betray the city. So, it's kind of one of those, making the best of a bad situation type of situations. Nothing, and of course, Tony says, but we knew you. We've been saying all along that you guys were not like that. I mean, I think when you're like do what we do and rescue people, we get a really good, quick idea about what people are like. And you guys, we always thought you were the real deal. That you weren't like some kind of, New Jerusalem spies or things like that. That you were, you're from your boat hole, like you said. So
No.
we're on your side, guys.
We've never been to New Jerusalem. We couldn't even tell you what it looks like. We can't tell you anything about it other than what you already know. So.
Okay, well, that's not the point. The point was that there was some concern that you might actually be agents from New Jerusalem posing as people from a bolt hole, and that was always some of that they made that quite clear when they interrogated us after you guys came in, that they were concerned about your loyalties and about your and there was some real questions about the truthfulness of your origins and things like that. So
no, I mean, I get that.
They didn't explain everything to us, but I'm just saying is that we always, knew that you guys were okay. So now these guys over here, I mean, Kevin and Jason and Tanya and Mario and Dale, those, they're, their job is to protect the city, and so they're, we all believe in the sanctity of life, and that life should not be eliminated, except under the most direst of circumstances. Their dire circumstances are different than our dire circumstances. So, so let's say they would have regretfully used lethal force on you. Yeah, so Jeb says that's absolutely true. No one here wanted anybody to die. We just wanted to gather you guys back up and take you back to Sanctuary City, where we could just hash this all out, and definitely did not want you to be captured by anybody from New Jerusalem. But this is very cool. This has been quite an adventure for us. Most of us have been in Sanctuary City our entire lives, never being outside on the surface. So this has been very much, we've done this all in simulations. So this has been very exciting for us. So yeah, I'd love to go and catch a peek of Sanctuary City and stuff like that. But but there's, I don't think it's worth the risk, because we're not apparently their Sanctuary City is not too worried about people coming up on them, because even 20 miles away we haven't run into anything that reads as a sensor.
New Jerusalem?
Like New Jerusalem. See, here I'm doing the same thing. Yeah. So I'd say that, but if we got any closer, I think there's a chance that would have happened. But that's why you guys had all that stealth stuff going for you. So, and we're pretty stealthy ourselves, but we're bigger than you. So, it's every more square footage, more heat, more everything. So we'd like to stay as far away from New Jerusalem as possible. But anyways, if you want to hear some of the broadcasting that's coming from New Jerusalem, we can certainly we can certainly program your visors for that. You can, but you can't pick it up inside. You can't pick it up inside here. This is a Faraday cage. The entire crawler is a Faraday cage to make sure that no errant transmissions would get out. But we can certainly feed it into you guys. If that,
I'd be interested in hearing it.
Sure. Okay.
Curiosity,
anyway, so they're like,
kill the cat there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to, again, speaking of the GM, if you want to convince these people to do some kind of a reconnaissance of New Jerusalem, you better make your case. If you want to somehow turn them and get them to enable you to get back to the portal, you might need to do that. Might need to do something else as well. You guys actually have a third option, which you guys have totally forgot about, but that's okay. I'll just leave that alone.
I say, can you check on Carmen's suit to see if he had maybe information that he hadn't just memorized that he's trying to get across to the mafia people in New Jerusalem?
Sure. So they this is I say Kevin goes and says, okay, Dale, go check on that. And so Dale gets up and leaves the crawler and goes off to do that. All right, so and then Dale comes back and says, well, there is a whole bunch of information that is that is in his in his visor and others, but it's highly encrypted. And I suspect that the whole idea is that he was going to use it as some kind of, as a bargaining chip, especially the location of Sanctuary City as a bargaining chip. So, because even, his contacts, in New Jerusalem are going to be a couple hundred years old. So he doesn't know what they're, whether they're going to honor his relationship to them. So, I'm sure he was planning on doing some negotiating with them once he was able to get in contact with them. So, anyway, but
can you unencrypt these?
Well,
Is that possible?
I think that once we get it back to Sanctuary City, we can put some modern supercomputers to it. I'm sure we should be able to crack it in a couple of years at the most.
Assuming you don't have mafia agents in your government who'll just like throw the thing into a furnace.
Family. Quit calling them mafia. At least here.
Yeah, we really, we don't think that's going to happen. I mean, the great thing about an encrypted file is that you can copy it a whole bunch of times, and it doesn't make any real difference because if other people get their hands on it, then they still have to unencrypt it. So only the people that actually know the decrypt code are the ones that really can use it until you can get it decrypted. And like I said, that kind of processing power, is going to be is going to leave some traces. Okay, we're talking about quantum computers and such.
I look at it blankly. I mean, I know the word computer there.
Really, really fast and powerful computers tend to be owned by people in the government and in the science community.
He's not a science person.
They're not. You don't find that kind of computing power in the stream. Okay.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah, I would like to know. I suspect it probably has information, of course, the bona fide. So it's going to have a lot of information about the organization. I'm sure that the government, the council is going to be really interested because it's the information that they need in order to unmask all these people that are part of what you called, Angel, the families. Or family, and therefore, this once we get that cracked, there's probably going to be a lot of house cleaning going on. So, and you guys will get credit for enabling that.
Well, that's good.
What a job.
I mean, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you guys have a bit of a checkered history so far at Sanctuary City with some of the things that have happened with you guys. And then of course breaking out of the city without permission from the council made you look really bad. And but I think that with the fact that you were able to keep Carmine, as you called him, from being able to bring the location of Sanctuary City to New Jerusalem for whatever his reasons, I think you're going to be folk heroes, I would think. So yeah, so I think things are looking up brightly for you guys. So as far as getting back home, getting back to where your bullet hole is, we're not authorized to do that. But so I mean, but if you want, once we get far enough away, well, we really can't send a request in any way until we get back.
Is there a way that we could just go and spy on New Jerusalem for you?
I don't think we're going to do that, but.
Well, those aren't our orders. Says Jason. Jason says our orders are to bring you back. So we really can't do that.
What if we don't want to go back?
I think they have their orders.
So what? You follow every order you get blindly? Maybe you didn't find us.
They also have 20 robots.
Maybe they didn't find us.
10, but yeah. 12 of you can include the carriers, yeah. He says, look, let's not, murky the waters here, okay? We have our orders. We came to do this. If you want to leave and go spy on New Jerusalem. I think you should do that with the blessings of the council. I mean, it's not
We're
really our
already all
decision
the
to
way
make.
here. The council is not going to say, okay, sure, we brought you back under arrest, so why should we allow you to leave again?
Protective custody.
Same difference.
There's a big difference.
I think we're going to actually need the protective custody, seeing as the mafia guys are not going to be happy about this.
You know what? I give up. Okay, have fun. Have fun calling him that.
Well,
I'm trying to figure out how I could argue for them to let us go.
I agree. I think you should put some thought into that.
I'm trying to.
Right. Because maybe what you should do is not try to argue into having them let you go, but maybe escort you over to Blicky Noah's Grove.
We're like really far from there, though, right?
You are.
We are extremely far.
But at the same time, there's
okay.
I mean, if we're going to ask them to escort us there, we should just ask them to take us to the portal and ask them to watch us go through the portal.
Well, Ken, first of all, they don't know that we're from we're extra-dimensional travelers. We're interdimensional travelers, whatever you want to call it.
Interdimensional.
What if we took you to our bolt hole, to our compound, our complex, and allowed you guys to be there and check it out? You could rescue more people that way.
That face.
Whose face?
Yours.
You gotta stop giggling. Me?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize I made a face.
okay. So you're trying to get them to agree to go there so that they can bring back even more people to Sanctuary City.
Well, or kill them all, or do whatever you got to do. I mean, that's.
I don't think you're suggesting that they kill the people in your bolt hole.
No, I don't want them to, but I mean that would be your. I mean, obviously, you guys are all in control and make all the decisions. So.
I mean, these guys are mostly just following orders here. Okay, so
I get that. I mean,
if you can make an offer that makes a. You're trying to get them to exceed their orders. Okay, so I'm just saying is that I think you need to perhaps paint a more heroic picture for them than what you're doing so far.
Paint a more heroic picture.
What could be more heroic than saving more people?
Yeah, that's the tact you're taking right now, and that's not a bad tact. I'm just, can you make it bigger?
I'm not sure how I could make it bigger because it's already a lie to begin with.
Well, Hitler always said, "Tell a big lie."
That's true. I think they have. Well, no. What would I don't even know what would appeal to these people. They all kind of do their own religious things, so I don't know much more than that. They're allowed to do whatever they want to do as long as it doesn't bother anybody else. It's like the perfect. Your right to swing a frying pan ends where my nose begins theory.
Mm-hmm.
Libertarian society, but run by a very benevolent. You get everything that you need, and if you want more, you just gotta give into the community. So this weird communistic libertarian concept. I'm like, uh,
Well, I'm just asking you to think about what you can offer as a carrot to these people, to get them to do what you want them to do. So, you guys, do have some of those Zamboni artifacts that maybe that could be something that since you're on the surface now, maybe there's something that you could do with them. There's the whole fact that that there's a vast organization called IDA on the other side of that portal, that could provide them with resources that they might not have, and certainly it would really pique everyone's interest to know that there's actually an interdimensional portal on their planet.
They didn't seem to care when we told them that at the council, though.
I'm not sure they believed you, sir.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why would they believe me?
Well, yeah.
We could always.
But I'm saying now that you're on the surface and away from Sanctuary City, you have an opportunity to maybe, convince them.
We could always activate ET and tell him to go home. The orange crystal and the dodecahedron.
Yeah.
I named it ET.
What if we knew?
Some of you guys have some really weird things from the Estes Valley world that might actually work something here. I don't know.
What if we knew where there were more Zamboni artifacts?
Well, I'm sure that would be a great interest.
What if we could lead you to some Zamboni artifacts? I keep wanting to call him Bernoulli, but that's part of why we left was to see more of where we were, not just go to New Jerusalem and become Catholic, because that's like the last thing I want to do.
It's the last thing I want to do too.
But we're looking for more of the Zamboni artifacts, and we think we know where there are some. Like this dodecahedron, these things that we've found so far just going to Sanctuary City. And we heard of a place that we might be able to find more. And if you guys were to come with us, we'd be safe. And you would come back with all this fame of recovering these artifacts.
Well, where is this place?
Well, we understood it was close to by where we were when we were found. Where our compound was, and that's why we were looking for the technology. So it would be near St. Petersburg, which I don't know if you guys know where that is. Kind of that way.
I'm sure military guys tend to know stuff about history. So he says, that's over in northern Asia, right?
Mm-hmm.
What used to be Russia. At least
here
what used to be Russia.
With the czars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all would have moved over into the actually, I gave you that list of all the cities, and I can't remember right off the top of my head.
I can't remember them off the top of my head.
Which one they would have gone to, but yeah, they all would have evacuated to there. With, they were into like a whole thing with the Eastern, kind of an Eastern Orthodox tradition.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Um,
Well, I mean, what would be the benefit of finding Zamboni artifacts? I mean, it's
you could better understand the world that you live in and why it's such a wasteland out here.
yeah. This sounds an awful lot like something that
Think about this. You guys have massive.
should be done as an expedition from Sanctuary City, not from us making this decision.
You're here.
You're here.
You're on the
already out.
surface. I mean, think
Yeah,
about
but
this.
we're nowhere near Russia.
Doesn't mean
You're
you
nowhere
can't
near
make it there.
Sanctuary City at this point.
What's that?
I said you're nowhere near Sanctuary City at this point.
So you're saying because we're nowhere near Sanctuary City, we should just go some other place that's nowhere near Sanctuary City and it's all good?
Sure, why not? Where's your sense of adventure? Where's
Jeez.
the explorer in you? The warriors trekking across the globe and fighting evil and doing what's right. I don't know. I'm making this shit up.
It was at this point he knew. He lost it.
No, I think you should
I was
make
thinking that was a player character.
I think you should make a persuasion check.
Did we lay down when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Oh, jeez. Maybe that didn't happen in this world.
Well, first of all, in our world, the Germans didn't bomb Pearl Harbor.
It's an
Maybe
Animal
that did
House
happen in
reference.
this world.
Don't. He's on a roll.
Anyway,
You guys
check your
not
persuasion.
an Animal House fan? John Belushi's little monologue. Anyway, that was incredibly historically inaccurate, but motivational nonetheless.
Take your roll, man.
All right.
So what am I doing?
Persuasion.
Sorry. Persuasion. Well, cool. I get a +2 on that. And that is not smarts either.
Okay, so Katie, are you KDB?
Yeah.
Oh, on regular Discord?
On
Yeah.
Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to Betty that roll. I got a 6.
Yeah, sorry.
And a 4. I got a 12.
Katie B is literally a nickname of mine, so
B.
the B part comes from my mom. And I'm not sorry about it.
At least she didn't call you Katie did.
It's either that or it was going to be Grace. So take your pick.
Well, Katie did is like a bug.
Well, it could have been also the crystal Moo Katie. She's not in the crystals.
Okay, I sent you a message, Katie.
I see.
Okay, so what did you roll? What awesome over the top roll did you make? And by the way, the rest of you guys, if you want to like throw in with this idea, you can assist.
I rolled a 10, but I get +2 for my charisma. My chat. Because I'm chamistic.
Charismatic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, are words hard for you tonight?
Who are you talking to?
Jason!
I don't know.
Again, I'm talking to everybody, so.
So I got a 12 adjusted.
Okay.
My charismatic, persuasive speech to try to convince them to invade Iwo Jima.
Okay. Does anybody else want to throw in with this plea? Chen Wei, are you into this?
I'm having a hard time thinking of something that I could something that I could say that would add to this. Right? So
No giggling maniacally.
This is a role-playing game, Ken.
yeah,
Doesn't your character have anything in their history or background or anything like that that might?
right. But I mean, I have to say things that are consistent with us, being from a bunker, not from being from IDET.
That's why I said historical. Obviously, you're from an Asian community.
Yeah, I say, don't you want to see how people train in martial arts like I do?
I've learned from you at this point.
What was that?
I want to say.
Don't know what I do to use that to add, but
Okay, that's. I'm not impressed, but go ahead, Ken. Make a persuasion check to assist Jason's roll.
4.
Okay, so that's a +1. Jason, Chen Wei has basically suggested that if we go and find and go to your bolt hole, that he would be able to, that these people would be able to find the sun source of all martial arts there.
Oh. Cool.
Okay, Katie,
do you have anything to add?
Angel, something that Angel wants to add?
Honestly, Angel is over here going, I want to set ET free. I am very sorry. I'm not adding something to this. Which, although I am extremely proud of you for even thinking of this to begin with.
Thinking of what?
Extremely proud of you for thinking of this to begin with.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm over here going, I want to set ET free. The crystal. The Zamboni crystal.
Yeah, but we don't know where it's going to go.
I know. Adventure.
That'd be funny if it did go right to the portal, though.
Adventure awaits.
Avante.
It would be very funny if it did that. Okay.
So I guess our end number is a 13.
Okay. All right.
I mean, don't you want to go to Liho Fuchs and eat some beef chow mein? That's a Werewolves of London reference.
Okay. All right. So they all like look at each other and they burst out laughing and they say, "Oh, you guys crack us up." Okay, fine. So all right. Tell you what, we're gonna finish cleaning up here and then we're gonna go ahead and start heading on back. And thanks so much for just making the trip so worthwhile.
well,
they clap you on the shoulders and things like that, and they start,
I'm sure they had a big enough penalty so that the 13 didn't do it. So
and leave the vehicle. So, anyways, so you're now alone in the crawler. Not actually a crawler. It's a armored personnel carrier and robotic armor, because it basically follows the other vehicles, just like.
Don't we have a reduced gravity device?
That's ET.
You do have one. That was, I believe that wasn't Mike the one who had that?
Yeah, the ball that changed the gravity of something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't that also
can we reduce the gravity of this whole thing, or is it just one person?
Well, he tested it, and it was basically anybody who was holding it at the same time would basically, if they all jumped together, then they would all float. They'd all have their gravity reduced at the same time. So I don't.
Well, that's right.
it wasn't. You never like tried to attach it to something and make it lift everything, but or reduce the gravity in everything. But you certainly were able to do that together.
I'm trying to figure out how we could use it to reduce gravity on this lifter, on this armored, this whatever it is that we're in.
Well, I mean, it just depends on, whether or not you can somehow, if you can get it so it'll treat, if you like strap yourself into a seat and you trigger it, is it going to treat the entire lifter as like being your backpack?
Maybe.
That
Let's try it.
that honestly sounds like if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? That's what it sounds
I'm pretty
like.
sure it does.
I know.
Well,
but
let's
still.
try it.
An attempt shall be made.
Hurry, strap in. I've got a cunning plan that cannot fail, or fail horribly, because at this point we're all screwed anyway. So
not unless we hold on to it, and then somebody ties a rope around ET. That's
well,
plan
I figured
B.
we could just put.
Well, you're inside of a closed vehicle, so if you trigger ET, as you call it, inside the vehicle, if it creates force against the side and the direction it wants to go, that should also cause it to move.
Could too.
Right? If it didn't have any gravity.
That's what we're doing.
What are we activating? ET?
We're activating ET and trying to nullify gravity and see what happens.
All right, let's do this. I'm taking ET.
All right, so you're going to strap yourself in, Jason, and
yep.
you're going to hold on to this thing after you basically fetch it from
Mike.
Mike's still sleeping body, I guess.
Yep.
He'll be fine.
And
strap him in.
Yeah, and Kaitlin, you're getting the lucite, thing with the little button, the inside of it out of your backpack, and
yep.
Chen Wei is basically probably just looking around.
Chen Wei is saying, "What are you guys doing?"
Chaos.
Strap in. We're going for it.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't tell him.
Strap in, bitch. We're
I
going.
was gonna say it won't work anyways. So.
I say you're going to be leaving behind 2 party members if you do that.
They're in the
No, they're here.
Yeah, they're all in the vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing it on the whole
See
vehicle?
that red blob over there? That's 2 people.
You're using that on the whole vehicle?
We're gonna try.
We're gonna try.
Okay, then what should I do? Like, do I need to hold on tight?
I would
or
strap into your.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strap it in.
Sit down.
I will then.
Take both hands, reach down between your thighs, pull really hard, and give a big kiss. Your ass goodbye.
All right, we'll give it a shot.
All right. So you're gonna go ahead and activate it, right?
We're gonna sequence is we activate ET, or as she likes to call it.
It is ET at this point. It wants to go home.
And Kaitlin, I assume you're gonna trigger it at the same time?
Yes.
And then she's gonna trigger the jumping device thing.
You have the jumping device. I have ET.
Oh, whichever way. We're gonna do that.
All right. Anyway, I'm activating ET. Hold on.
Okay. All right. ET basically starts pulling away from you, and it starts pulling harder and harder and harder.
All right.
And basically, and everything in the suddenly everything inside becomes weightless, and you get. Are you strapped in?
Who, me?
Yeah, we're all strapped. I told everybody to strap in.
But are you strapped in, Angel?
I don't think I was. I didn't say I was.
Why not?
Okay, well, then it pulls you across the room over to a direction, and this thing goes and wedges itself, up in the upper corner of the chamber like that, and you're like holding on to it, and like I said, everything becomes weightless, and all of a sudden, you hear somebody coming over. What the hell's going on? What are you guys doing? Chen Wei.
I say they're doing tech stuff.
Doing tech stuff.
Doing butt stuff.
All right. So you guys, and they're like, "This is why is the crawler floating away? It's picking up speed too. What the hell's going on?"
I look at the party and I say, okay, now what now? Are we trying to go somewhere?
Caitlin's dying over there.
All right. Yeah, you have no idea how long this journey is going to be or anything else like that. So are you okay, Kaylee? Your eyes are tearing.
I mean,
you're currently in 0G, and you're just and this thing is pushing. It's still like up against the side.
Does it seem like it's like in the direction of the portal, or
who knows?
At some point, it starts sliding down into like the corner of the vehicle, and just keeps whatever. You don't know, because there is a door to to what's probably this thing is it does have electronics and things like that in it, so it's probably got a nuclear power supply somewhere in it, driving that would normally drive the wheel and the legs and stuff like that, and some of the other stuff. I mean, it's you're just
there's got to be like a cockpit.
You're in a relatively
somewhere.
small chamber of this vehicle. Is what I'm trying to say.
We suddenly became Mary Poppins.
Yeah. You don't know what's going on outside, so was what I'm really trying to tell you. Does anybody want to try to? It can't be you, because you're holding the thing.
I'm going to try to move to the forward section and see if it said there's a door. There's probably one that goes outside and one that goes further into the ship.
Are you sure you want to possibly confuse the device into thinking that the vehicle is not? Okay, you might want to stay where you're at.
All right, I'm going to stay where I'm at. Chen Wei, go check that door.
Look at it, I say it's a door.
Oh, thanks.
Where do you want me to open it?
Open the other door and jump out.
You go first.
I'm over here playing ragdoll, so it's got to be you, Ken.
It has an electronic lock on it, Chen Wei.
I say I don't think I'm going to be able to get this door open unless I break it.
Okay.
And
maybe Kaitlin. I'm sorry.
I say maybe there's a way to see outside, which is what we're really trying to do.
Well, Angel, you could probably let go of the thing.
Fine, I'll let go of him, and then I'll let go of him. Wow, I'm really
I take it. So, are there any windows in this place? I mean, I guess not.
You don't understand what a Faraday cage is, do you?
I'm gonna go.
Well, I mean, you can have windows with metal mesh in them.
Well, we all know that Windows doesn't work in a Faraday cage. No OS works in a Faraday cage.
I'm gonna let go of ET and then go over to the door.
Okay.
I guess I'm
It looks like a fairly simple door mechanism, but it's obviously designed to be secure. So you're going to have to hack it if you want to try to,
I'm gonna
bypass it electrically. Now bypass it electrically. It might actually be much more easy to get into, except for the fact is that it was planned. They're using this to try to keep you inside. So it might be a little bit more hardened than it might have been otherwise. So go ahead, Kaitlin, make a roll.
Not prisoners.
I'm going to apply a minus to your roll. So do one of your amazingly high rolls because you're going to need it.
What is it? Electronics?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, move, unicorn.
Or lockpicking, because lockpicking actually does affect electronic locks.
I'm better at lockpicking, so I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Do that then. All the ridiculous things that. And by the way, this was entirely Caitlin's idea. So.
What, using ET?
Yeah.
One, that would be a 16.
16.
16.
Bing, bing. Clack, clack. The door is unlocked.
Freedom!
How can you not? Can you roll anything under a 15? I'm just curious.
I've never seen her.
Yeah, I have before.
I got
Go back to the
32.
recordings.
Go back to recording.
Go back to the recordings. Anyway, gonna see if there's a way that we can see outside.
Okay. Are you going to open the door?
I'm going to open the door.
Open the
Okay.
door.
You open the door. The door goes to the side, and a blast of frigid air comes blasting in on you.
Hey, Jason, we found
What?
the way out.
Are we like in the sky now?
It's completely black outside, so the answer is probably yes. And there's air blasting inside.
Well, we were near we were near New Jerusalem. And New Jerusalem has a lot of lights, and we were told we could see even more lights from the air. So, are we in the air?
Well, given the fact that the door just went flying.
Okay, Ken, give me a luck check.
Slid open.
D6.
The door slid open. It didn't fly out.
D6 rolls a 3.
Shoot it off.
Okay, apparently, if it's there, it's in the opposite direction that you don't have the door open on. Do you wish to climb outside and dangle from the vehicle? Well,
I do not.
Okay. Do you have a drone you want to throw out and maybe send the signal back long enough for you to?
I say, anybody got a mirror?
I mean, I do. I have a compact, but that's
probably. But I don't know if you'd be able to hold it out far enough to see anything.
Oh, you wouldn't. I'm pretty sure.
Did the door get ripped off, or did you say it just opened?
No, it slid. It slid in like a pocket door. Okay. Yeah, it's open, and of course the inside of the room is now really cold.
Okay, how about we close the door?
Close the door.
Closing the door.
Now Ken, Chen Wei.
While the door is open,
there are legs and things like that out there. You could climb out on one of the legs of this vehicle and maybe get a better view.
No. However, while the door is open, I say, Data Buddy, while you can access stuff from the outside, tell me, are we moving and are we above the ground?
Okay. Data Buddy says that based on the atmospheric pressure, you are definitely above where you were before. And are you moving? Assuming that the wind is caused by movement, yes, you're definitely moving.
Okay. Approximately how fast are we moving?
I'm going to close the door at this point.
It cannot be determined with the information I have available.
Okay. Approximately how far off the ground are we?
Okay, based on the information, based upon a baseline of where we were when we went into this place, we are approximately 500 feet above the ground and rising. Slowly.
We better. I say, in what direction are we moving? Give a
Data Buddy,
like east, northeast, 10 degrees off of north or what?
Data Buddy says that, don't you have a compass?
Judging from the angle of the sun and how long it's been since lunch, I would say, who knows?
I say, oh yeah. I look at the compass.
Okay. You are moving in a northeasterly direction.
Given the location of the portal, is that plausibly in the direction of the
I
portal?
don't think it knows
Vaguely.
what the portal is.
You mean
Answer
like?
is yes.
Okay, so it says is that based
Because
upon
I mean, if we are,
upon the information that you've given me so far, the answer would be yes.
because I know I know sanctuary cities in Pennsylvania. We went south of that. I know, like Pennsylvania is, in North America, pretty far east of, Europe and Russia. So northeast seems like it would take us back in roughly that direction.
Roughly.
I don't know
Being
any.
as we were in about Cuba, yeah, that would make sense. Not Havanas
So
or bananas or daiquiris.
try to close the door, but leave maybe like half an inch open.
I don't think that can happen, but okay, well, try.
I mean, maybe we can still like see some stuff outside if we're
You
lucky.
can't see anything. It's dark.
If there's something visible, we might. I mean, Sanctuary City, and not Sanctuary
Doesn't
City.
put out light.
No, I meant to say New Jerusalem. That does put out light.
Now I'm
Well-
wondering. A hypothetical thing. It's a very bad idea, probably.
Jump out.
No! Not that! If we were in an enclosed thing like we are right now, and there were non-Fringeworthy people in with us, and it went to the portal to try to go through,
It
would
would
they
be
go
messy
through
on
too?
the other side.
They get left behind.
Curses.
The question is, they're in an enclosed space, so what happens?
They're in an enclosed
The
space.
enclosed space would go with us. They
Yeah!
would.
Would they hypothetically go through?
Yeah, would they get squashed or would they like just go right through it?
Yeah, you're definitely moving in a northeasterly direction.
I have no idea. I have no answer to that question.
Yay, science!
Well, we are
I
going in
believe
some direction.
that normally a non-Fringeworthy person would just pass through the
Yeah.
gate.
That I know.
But since we're an enclosed thing that goes through the gate and actually goes to another dimension, I think they would get squished. Or they become a singularity and turns into a black hole and the entire planet that you just left her just disintegrates.
Actually, no, they wouldn't get squished. They get pulled, but by the time that it actually reaches the portal, they just go through the portal, and there wouldn't be anything on the other side to squish them against. So they just come out the other
Maybe.
side, still on the world. They wouldn't go through to the
I
fringe
guess
side.
that would make
Yeah,
sense.
They just go to the other side of the portal.
They're in the vehicle with us.
But the point is that this vehicle would cease to exist, so thus they would just wind up on the other side of the portal.
So, do you guys, have any fringe, knowledge?
I do.
Like, as in, like a skill in it?
I do.
All right. Why don't you make a roll?
I have Fringe Explorer, Fringe Tech Savant, and
Do Fringe Explorer.
Fringe Explorer. Survival, I guess, would be, because that's a +2 to smarts. +2 to notice, streets wise, and survival. Tech Savants is a +2 to a smarts roll fringe.
Okay,
So-
do the smart roll fringe.
Okay. Am I still suffering from my
No, that scene is definitely passed.
okay.
We're in a
Smarts
completely different scene right now.
Okay, yeah, we are definitely in a different scene. I'm gonna Benny that. I did not get 2 1s, at least. Well, that's better than nothing. 9.
9. Okay.
9.
All right. All right, you know that based upon experiments that they've made, that they estimate that a portal exerts a pull of 600 megatons of force against any object going through it.
What does that mean?
That means that it's really hard to stop anything from going through a portal.
Oh, yeah, because that's why the ropes pull itself through and everything else will eventually pull itself through. But
Right.
if you're not fringe-worthy, it won't pull you through.
No, it's as if it isn't there. But if you
So-
are, yeah.
If you're not fringe-worthy and you're inside a vehicle, it'll pull the vehicle through up until the inside of the vehicle squishes you against the portal, and then it doesn't actually squish you because you go to the other side staying on the world.
That's correct. So the object going into the portal would disappear, and you would just pop out the other side.
Plop out the other side.
Now, the only real problem is that if it's doing the squishing and it crushes down around you and turns you into paste before that happens, then you're in trouble. But assuming it doesn't do that, then you should be able to go through just fine.
I mean, there's a 75% chance that it won't kill you.
I think 75 is a fair number. Yeah.
Mainly because it's never been done before, so you know.
Well, you mean you look around the vehicle; it's not that big. You know, the inside, it probably would fit through a 25-foot portal, at least part of it. You know, the legs might get torn off or smooshed or something like that. Yeah. The main body.
So my question that I'm now going to pose to the group is: how do you all suggest we stop? I mean, we could stop forward momentum by shutting down the dodecahedron. We could arrest forward momentum, but we're weightless. So we would continue to move until we were until the gravity slowed us down.
Or
then we'd still be weightless. What's that?
It will eventually take us back down.
So it slowly goes down?
Yeah.
If it's taking us to the portal, it would have to do that. And we noticed that we're actually below sea level. So the fact that it's taking us into the air really doesn't mean that it's going to fly up forever. If it wants to get to the portal, it's got to go to sea level height.
It could. I mean, we also could wind up in Svalbard too. Who knows?
I mean, technically speaking,
I mean, we may, depending on exactly what it does, we may have to turn the thing on and off and dribs and drabs so that we get back down to the ground without actually falling and smashing into the ground.
To be perfectly honest, I had no clue if this was going to work or not. I mean, we just wound up yeeting ourselves out of there with no idea where we were going.
Hey, at least we did it.
I mean, it beats going back to Sanctuary City or being captured by
by mafia,
by the Catholics or the mafia, for that matter. I mean, once again, we're free agents until somebody shoots us down and kills us.
Well, also, if we make it to the portal, how fast are we going to be going at that point? Is it just going to take us through at however many miles an hour?
Once again, we can slow down by shutting off the cube.
And there's also the question of, is it actually going to the portal?
Who knows? We'll find out when we travel for a while.
Maybe Zamboni, buried something there and is going to the cache. And obviously he has the cache near the portal, but it won't be at the portal.
And maybe flying monkeys will fly out of my butt. I mean, we have just as many chances of that happening as just getting to the portal.
If that happens, we'll all applaud, and we'll probably
I'll go on Oprah.
create a movie and put it on Sanctuary City and get some money from it. But I doubt it.
Flying nut monkeys. I don't know. But so what? Well, the way we can test our airspeed is open the door and stick a measuring item out there to determine how fast the air is moving past it. That'll give you your velocity. So somebody's going to have to do is hook up to a strap and literally climb out and let your data buddy determine how fast we're moving.
Can I vote Chen Wei?
Well, since I'm currently involved in holding on to this thing so we don't suddenly fall out of the sky,
I'm trying to get
it's
back
one
to
of you
ET.
two because the other two are pretty much useless at this point.
At this moment, they are.
At this moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to ET.
But I would
so-
recommend figuring out we're heading northeast. At what speed? I don't care how high we are at this point. We're about 500 feet off the ground, I guess. But that also depends on where we were as far as sea level goes, and
Right, because we were below
we're
sea
crossing the
level,
Atlantic
so
Ocean, so it's going to go a lot freaking deeper eventually.
Technically speaking, at this point, we're all below sea level because the ocean is in the sky.
Well, okay.
below
yes,
previous
I'm being a
sea
smart ass.
level.
Terrestrial.
If you're going to be that
terrestrial
pedantic, below
sea
previous sea level.
Yes, I'm being a smart
Terrestrial
ass.
sea level.
And I'm here for it. Anyway, I'm going to
Angel's not wrong.
You know, he is absolutely right. We are above sea level because sea level's up there.
Yeah.
That would be below.
Or are we below sea level if the sea level is above? I don't know.
Anyway.
Potato. Find out how fast we're moving, and that'll help me determine how far we're going to go in an hour.
All right.
Since I don't feel
get like a rope, because I don't want to just climb out without a rope.
Here's a rope.
Since I don't feel like getting
Okay,
ragdolled
I'll tie it to myself and I'll tie it as appropriate, and I'm still not going to actually depend on the rope to climb out, but I'll do it. Alan, you tell me how to use this measuring device, because I don't think the data buddy is just going to figure it out on its own.
Why not?
Your data buddy
can't determine
how's
how
it going to
fast
measure
you're
it?
moving past it.
Because it's at the velocity that you're moving.
I want to hand him a pinwheel and go, okay, hold this out there.
I mean, we probably have paper. We could make one.
We probably could, but I think the data buddy will be able to determine if it can determine how high we were compared to where we were. It can pretty much determine how fast you're moving through the air.
Okay. Then yeah, I will.
I mean,
I'll do that.
Steps, so.
And if data buddy says I can't figure it out, I'll come back, I guess.
Okay.
Sooner than I would have come back otherwise.
The next step would be to throw Pat out with a parachute and see how far away we get from it.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. So Chen Wei, exactly how is he performing this action?
Okay, Bruce, you said that there's legs and stuff I can climb out on.
There are.
So I want to first of all have a rope tied around my waist and tied to something inside here, so that even if I fall, I don't fall.
Okay.
But I'm not really relying on the rope. I want to climb out far enough that I ask the data buddy how fast are we going, and it can tell me. If it says something like I have no way to determine this, I'm going to return. If things get too fast, because wind at more than a certain speed is actually really dangerous, you can't really breathe it.
That's why I was suggesting you put on your environmental suit first.
Oh, okay, then. I didn't hear you say that, but I'll put on my environmental suit first.
Okay.
And I'll do that.
All right.
Now, I'm not sure that makes it harder for the data buddy to determine what speed it is, but
it does. Yeah, you probably don't want your helmet on.
But like I said, the problem is you can't breathe if the air is going at hundreds of miles an hour. It's actually dangerous. Okay, so I'm going to have something at least for breathing.
Okay.
So you don't have an oxygen mask?
Yeah.
Our suits all had like we had things to wear on our faces, so we didn't have to walk around with a helmet on the whole time.
Okay, so we can have but data buddy is also on our faces. I asked the data buddy in order to measure the speed at which we were going, what kind of access to the air do you need?
Well, it says that I can. There are exposed sensors on your visor that can determine things like partial pressure due to movement, based, from what you have in the pressure you have when you're not moving.
Okay, I say if I were
you're
to,
going to have your visor exposed to do that.
I say if I wear a protective suit and I hold the visor outside the suit without wearing the visor, could you still measure it using the sensors on the visor?
No, it has to be worn.
Uh,
The visor doesn't work unless it's actually on your body.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I look around the compartment. Is there anything that might have breathing apparatuses? Because I know from my experience in the military that you can wear goggles and a face mask and jump out of an airplane at extremely high altitudes, and other than air resistance on your body, you're falling at terminal velocity.
Well, okay. They do have protective suits in lockers on the inside of this vehicle.
if it's a whole suit, though, it's the same issue. That
Yeah, it's a
the
whole
visor is not.
Yeah, it is a whole suit.
So
I mean, I need to have the
nothing to cover your
visor.
face to be able to breathe with.
That usually is air is usually presented to you, through your visor.
So does the visor allow me to breathe even though I'm going at such a speed that I would burst my lungs of hundreds of miles of hours air?
I would say no. It's not designed for you to be under those extreme circumstances.
I don't know how to do this then.
I mean, if you were just traveling fast under normal pressure, it could protect your face and things against things like that. But if there's a big difference in pressure, I don't think it's designed for that.
Fast do we? Oh. Don't our suits have a way of measuring airspeed?
Not really. They're just environmental suits. They do pressure. They do they do temperature. They do radiation. They tell you whether or not your oxygen level is sufficient to breathe.
What about like one of those little things that spin and tell us how fast fast the wind speed is?
You don't have a beanie on attachment to your suit without you saying that you do.
Okay, I say Data Buddy.
Token. Hey, look, there's a wind measuring device in here.
Okay, I say, hey, Data Buddy. If I were to take some bits of paper and throw them out, and you see them through my visor, could you, from the speed of the bits of paper, determine how fast it is?
I mean,
possibly.
It's not
certainly give you an estimate.
Okay. I say maybe we can try that.
Okay.
I will.
I'm ready to time you are, boss.
I will have my suit on because this is just visual, and the visor should be able to still see if I have my suit on. And I open it up and lean out, and I throw some bits of paper around.
All right. So when you open the door, suddenly there is.
And I am still tied by a rope.
Yeah. I remember you telling about how you were tied from the rope. Okay, but you're not. It's not taut because you're planning on climbing out. So, anyways, there's suddenly an outward pressure because the pressure outside is actually much lower than the pressure inside. So I need you to make me an agility check.
The tail.
Hello, cat.
Okay, that's an 11.
Okay, so you grab onto the edges of the door frame instead of toppling out, which is the immediate reaction of suddenly getting that Venturi effect happening. So you're there, and the air is like blasting by, and turbulent.
I toss out some bits of paper and I say, "Did you get that?" Before they go where it's can't see it anymore.
Give me a luck check.
5.
You can knot some rope too, because that's how they used to count knots in.
Okay. Yeah,
Medieval sailor?
it says yeah, you know,
Okay.
based on based on my calculations, it's between 500 and 600 miles per hour.
I close the door. I say, thank you, data buddy. And I
Okay.
tell everybody
The
that in
air
case they
pressure
haven't heard it.
inside the vehicle is now quite low.
My ears popped.
Yeah, definitely they popped.
Okay. Let's see. If let's say the world is, and I guess this is more of a player thing. The world is like 25,000 miles around. Let's say a third of that is our distance there, so it's 8,000. 500 miles an hour would be 16 hours less if we're going faster when it speeds up. And that's assuming that's actually where we're going. And it's just a completely crude estimate.
Your
Okay.
estimate.
So are you planning on doing anything else then, or are you just going to sit around and wait?
So,
How do they control this robot?
usually
Um,
on the ground.
Yeah, on the ground, and they have, they have another vehicle controlling it.
are the Sanctuary
Basically,
City
one of the
people,
guys was a specialist in drones, and so he basically would have been controlling this robot.
are
Gotcha.
the Sanctuary City people with us, or did they
Yes.
just get left behind as this
They got left
truck?
behind.
Okay.
He just basically just took off with it.
Hey, at least we're free. I guess.
Assuming it goes to the portal and not to like some place 20 miles away from it.
Hey, if we get close to it, we'll be able to find it. So that's that. So.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we're hauling balls.
Should I go turn ET off?
Well, yeah. I mean,
If we're gonna go, we go.
you got like 2 hours until we hit like
Lucky's
England.
Nose Grove?
So
England.
I mean, I was estimating like 16 hours, but
no,
maybe
no
half of
way.
that would be to get to England.
Hey, we're
At
basically
500
on a high
miles an
speed
hour, guessing we're like 8,000 miles away.
How long does the Concorde take to go from New York to London? An hour.
We're basically on a high speed flight, so there's that.
I mean, it took 3 hours for the SR-71 to cross the United States. So we're going about the same distance to England. Not quite. I mean, it's a little bit farther than that. So, I mean, it would be cool if we could. I mean, all this is basically a box with legs.
Okay, Google tells me that the distance from Cuba to St. Petersburg, Russia, is like 5,500 something miles. So that's 11 hours if we're going 500 miles an hour, and that's assuming the thing is not speeding up as it goes.
I think it's going as fast as it's going to go.
Then that's 11 hours.
By the way, the your little artifact is really embedded in that one corner of the vehicle.
It's become one with the vehicle.
Kind of, not really, but it's like you can definitely see that it's really jammed in there, and there's a lot of metallic distorting around there, like
Yeah, we don't want it smashing through the side of this place and then dropping us as it just flies off.
That's why we have the anti-gravity device. It's not gonna drop us. Well, ET isn't.
I think we're okay.
Will eventually let us.
I say give it some. I say give it the reins and let it send us a while.
We can touch the moon while we're at it.
What moon?
Yeah, we've got to hope it's not trying to go like to the moon or.
You mean?
I mean, we can't see where the moon is. For all we know, it is the right direction to get there.
You mean
Okay.
you American? You American haven't seen hasn't seen the movie E.T.?
Well, I as a player have. As a character, no.
Probably not. Chen Wei doesn't go to the movies. It's just really crazy that he comes from a 19th century
Oh,
world.
I definitely go to the movies, but I won't have seen everything.
You go to the movies and watch martial arts films.
Everybody's kung
You know
fu
what? You know all
fighting.
about this guy named Jackie Chan. And Stephen Young
Bruce Lee.
and the five
Jet Li and
the
Five
7
Deadly
Venoms
Venoms.
and the 5 Fingers of Death.
Jackie
anything
Chan
else?
movie.
What?
Oh, Five Fingers of Death. Or there was at least there's a similar one.
That's not a Jackie Chan.
Okay, I'm thinking of a different one then. I'm thinking of like Master with Cracked Fingers or something. Anyway.
Yeah, because that sounds exactly the same. Yeah.
Kung Pao.
Yeah. What was the one? Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah, Kung Fu Hustle.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Chen Wei's out there, always going, it doesn't work like that.
Watch me try.
Yeah, it's just like being somebody who knows
that.
about computers and watching a movie with a computer in it.
All right. Okay, so 14 hours after you guys have left the ground, okay, suddenly you hear this rending sound. Actually, it's probably and all of a sudden the Zamboni artifact, okay, is flying backwards through the chain, through the cabin, and basically smacks into the other side, the other end of the cabin, diagonally, okay? And everything fishtails around and does a lot of strange things. Okay?
So is it trying to slow us down?
No.
It's slowing down. Whether
apparently overshot.
Yeah.
Apparently overshot its target.
Yeah. Anyways, so it's you feel a significant amount of deceleration. Okay. And yeah, and anyways, and then you finally go and it's and you feel something you feel something like scraping against the vehicle, and the vehicle's beginning to teeter to the side as this thing essentially goes and it's like revolved around, and now it's starting to push again in a forward direction, but you can hear this grinding sound. Anybody want to do anything?
Kaitlin, turn it off.
Open the.
I
will
go try to turn AT off. Charlie, move your face.
Okay.
Go reach in, turn it off.
Give me an agility check.
All right, Charlie, move your face. He's right here.
Charlie, move your face check.
That would be a 10.
It was.
Okay. All right. You turn it off, and the thing basically would drop into your hands, except it's in 0G. So it's just floating there.
I will grab him. Don't you dare, dog.
So I asked Mike, who's probably regained consciousness by now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you turn this thing off so we don't plummet to our deaths?
You let it go down on its own.
How does I just never recall. There's like there's a button of something to turn it off.
And does it?
It's
just
like there's a button to turn it on. What?
Does it just drop, or?
Yeah, you'll drop wherever you are. I mean, normally
you can't
go over and
down.
No, you're not going to.
When you said something scraped, does it seem like the vehicle is scraping on the outside against something?
Yeah, yes, it definitely sounds like.
So like we're on the ground again, or we're on like maybe in the trees or something.
Chen Wei, now open the door. There were no trees.
Yeah, I will open the door at least enough to look out, see if I see like a portal.
I didn't want the cube flying
There's
out
not a lot
the
of
door.
light, but
yeah.
Turn on a flashlight.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Turn on your love lights.
Yeah, I'll turn on. I'll turn on a flashlight, and as I said, see if I can see the portal. I mean, maybe we're within however many feet of it,
Okay. All right.
Like
and
the
see if
portal
it looks
lamp.
like we're on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like you're on the ground, and the ground is made out of concrete, and it seems to be stretching out around you. But there seems to be a big there's a big wall nearby that seems to be made out of natural stone and concrete. There seems to be some kind of a structure nearby. You think you see what looks to be like a big opening in that concrete structure.
Okay,
Huh.
so Chen Wei, are we
Yeah,
on the ground?
we are on the ground. There's some
I
kind of
pushed the button.
building out there.
Okay. All right. Give me a luck check.
I say,
one.
hold on. I want to see
What?
if we're like about to
One.
fall somewhere.
Okay.
I asked you if we were on the ground.
We are on the
And-
ground,
yes,
but there
so
may
I
be a
put the button.
dangerous
the,
thing
the
like a
vehicle
cliff.
basically rolls over on the side where the door is facing the ground, and it basically crunches down onto the ground on its side. And it looks like there's enough room to crawl out underneath, so it's not like sealing it up. But that's because the legs have gotten all twisted and messed up. So yeah.
I say, can you turn it on for a second and like push it a little bit so it rolls and then turn it off?
I can turn it on. You can get out and push it up, but I
Okay.
can't push it. I don't want to launch us back into the air, so I
Yeah,
can just make a 0G and you can move it.
right. That's what I was
Very gently
thinking.
move it.
Okay, that's
Except
what I
I
will
was
do. I
thinking we
will
could
turn
do
it
it from the
on.
inside.
I will turn it on and just hold it.
Backpack, activate.
Turn it on for a second and like push the
I'm just
thing.
going to hold it until you write us, essentially.
Okay, then yeah, I'll go outside and I say
Good.
turn it on for like a second so I can. Before you turn it on, I'm gonna look outside with my flashlight and see if I can see if it's like gonna go over a cliff or something.
You can't see because right now you're laying on top of it's laying on top of the door. So there's a little bit of space. You can crawl out, away from the vehicle, and then if this vehicle is like a 0G, you could you could attempt to move it. But remember, you're talking about moving quite a few tons.
Okay, I'm gonna crawl out and look around and see that it's not on a cliff.
Okay, you crawl out, look around. I'm assuming you're using your flashlight. Okay.
Yes.
And you see that there's a big sign over the concrete opening you're talking about, and it says Mount Everest Zamboni access.
Okay, I say this says Mount Everest Zamboni access, which is not the portal, because I know that Mount Everest is nowhere near the portal.
Well, no, and it's also not northeast, so.
Yeah, it is. It was from your initial location.
From Puerto Rico or from Cuba?
From Cuba, yeah.
We're in the Himalayas.
Northeast.
Northeast.
It was more east than northeast, but.
Okay, I say, well, put it in 0G so I can move this thing so the door will let you out more easily.
Okay, I put it in 0G.
Am I now able to turn the thing a little bit so that the door allows you to get out? Now it's in 0G. It doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a I don't know. Give me an agility check at a -4.
Use my last penny on this. No.
Okay, so he gets over, he starts pushing it, and it starts revolving, tilting up and whatever, and you feel the whole thing like, inside, I guess you don't feel anything because it's 0G, but basically on the outside, the whole thing is like tilting over, and then you feel it, boom, as it basically bangs down on the other side, kind of. You're the scraping sound.
Back, basically.
He's basically holding on to it as this thing is like going over and down.
Okay, I turned it off.
boom. Okay, so now it's facing upwards, and now
Right.
you're everything's right to you, and there's an opening in your ceiling. So
It's still better than the other way, although not much
it's still
better.
completely black outside, of course.
Yeah. At least we're closer to.
Okay,
Washington,
well,
I think.
get our shit together and climb out through the hatch.
I say, problem is, this is not the portal. We only have so much air. We only have so much food and water.
But
Cool, we're
closer
gonna
to
die
the
cold. Let's go.
We can always see.
I mean,
can always
we got to
what
see
this-
what's here.
I mean, there's not fuck all we can do about that, so let's just keep going.
Yeah, we can always see what this is.
Yep. Let's go check
Yeah.
out the Zamboni Mount Everest adventure.
Oh jeez.
So basically, this is like a giant landing stage for all kinds of flying vehicles, but there's
Are
none
there any
here
flying
now.
vehicles out here? Oh, okay.
No,
I was gonna
there's
say.
none here now. No, it's just
Maybe they're
empty.
inside.
But obviously, you can see there's marks of scraping and tie downs and things like that. So it's sometime in the past. You're obviously the air pressure is very low, so you're obviously very high up the mountain. So
Okay. Well, let's explore.
all right.
Yeah.
Let's do that voodoo that we do.
So you're gonna walk over to the
Yes.
you're gonna walk over to the big opening.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it's got a big opening there, and there is a.
We might want to take a crystal with us.
We have them with
Well,
us.
no kidding. We're taking everything we
Might
got.
want to take a lot of things with you.
We're taking everything we got with us.
Okay.
E.T. is going home finally.
And
and-
actually, we should probably grab ET. Make sure.
I already
it's back
grabbed
in his
E.T.
his little backpack.
He's in my backpack.
And,
Although in this case, I'm just gonna carry him.
so we'll head to the opening. Is it an opening or is it like a big hangar door?
It's a big opening, okay, but when you try to go through it, you run into something that is very hard and smooth.
I'll be right back. I need the restroom.
Okay.
Okay.
I look in there for a place that a crystal might fit.
There isn't a place in the open area that's blocked by something, but over on the side there seems to be a very a very interesting little thing with a big statue of a guy that could be Zamboni if you paid any attention to what he actually looked like at any point. Okay, and so forth, and it basically has a place to put this crystal into.
Let's put a crystal into it.
Do you want to put any crystal into it, or do you want to put this thing that was trying to get here into it?
Put E.T.
I'll
into
put
it.
what?
Let's put E.T. into it.
Okay,
trying to get
put that
here.
one in then.
Place.
Okay. All right, you're gonna turn it on.
Guess I'm turning it on.
Why would we turn it on? Just put a crystal in there.
Well, this thing actually isn't the same size as a normal crystal, right?
I thought it was.
E.T. is not the size of a normal crystal. It is a crystal.
But we have
encased in
actual
a thing.
crystals, though. We have a crystal like embedded in the thing, right?
Yeah, that's what ET is. It's the strange.
I
thing
thought
that's
the
here.
embedded crystal was a normal one, but it's embedded in a piece of machinery.
Yes.
So then it's not a bigger than normal crystal.
So you're going to go ahead and put a different crystal into there?
I'm trying to figure out, or what our situation is. Like, are our crystals different sizes or not? Because I was under the impression they weren't.
In this bigger case, this is an orange crystal, and it is embedded in some other object, like a lucite or something like that. You're not quite sure what the material is, okay? And but yeah, you can try to put another crystal in there. I mean, it's a hole that this thing is supposed to fit into.
Can we remove the orange crystal from the machinery so I can put it in there?
You've never known any way of doing so.
I touch the piece of machinery and I say, orange crystal, come out.
It does not respond to your verbal command.
I try to concentrate on making the orange crystal come out.
Okay. All right. You want to give me a crystal use check or something?
Yeah, I mean, I just got a D4 in it. That's a 3.
Okay. Nothing happens.
I give it to Kaitlin's character. I say, you try it.
What? Trying to get the orange crystal out of
Yeah,
it?
just tell the crystal, concentrate and make the crystal come out.
All
Wait,
right.
what?
Yeah, Angel, you can just take it the way it is, and it'll fit into the housing that is.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was trying to do.
Okay.
And then Ken said, "Let's do."
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
So, I mean, I just thought you were trying to put some other crystal in besides.
I thought it was a normal crystal-sized slot, and our machinery was too big for it, and we had to take it out.
Well, you may find out at the end that you're correct. Okay. Anyways, so you put it in there and it just like slides in there and clicks. Okay. So, are you going to try to activate it or something, Angel?
Do it.
Yes, I will activate ET once again. After I put
Okay,
it in the slot.
Yeah. Okay. When you touch the crystal, okay, it slides forward as you're pressing on it until basically it goes in and clicks into something else that's inside this housing. At which point, there is a flash of light, and that's all you know at this moment.
All right then.
There's a flash of light, and that's it. We're dead.
You're just standing there. This thing is still in there and is still glowing orange.
I say, okay, try to order it to open the door. In fact, I will say, open the door.
I don't think it responds to verbal commands.
I will touch it and try to concentrate, open door.
On the crystal?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to stick your hand in there, touch the crystal, and then concentrate.
Well, is it the crystal embedded now in a big hole, or I don't?
Yeah, it's embedded in a hole.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But I mean, you can reach through with your hand and touch it with your fingertip.
No, is there like a place for a palm print? Maybe.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, I'll just touch the door then, and I concentrate, open door.
Okay, well, you try to touch the door and you don't find the door. That clear, invisible force thing that you couldn't go through before is gone.
Yay!
I say the door opened. We couldn't see it.
Yeah,
I shine the flashlight around.
The flash was the door disappearing.
Okay, I shine the flashlight around. I take it we can now see through where it is.
You could see before, you just didn't bother to do so. Yeah, you see basically a long corridor going into the mountain.
Okay. I say we should go in and let's see if maybe we can close the door from the other side and it may have some air when we do that. So I look around when we're on the other side, and does it look like there's a way to close it?
Yes.
Okay, describe it.
It looks like there's another place on the inside that you can take the crystal and plug it in on this side.
So if we remove it from the other side, it doesn't close the door just by removing it, right?
You don't know. You want to try, find out?
I say we gotta try and see if
FOFA, dude.
Yeah, I'll do it, but I say make sure nobody's in the way where the door might appear. If it appears,
don't want to get bisected.
Right.
Are you guys all going to be on the inside then?
Well, somebody's got to be on the outside.
Yeah.
Really? Why?
To take the crystal out.
Well, no. Okay. All right. So you guys are all going to be inside, except one person is going to be outside who's trying to pull the crystal out, right?
Okay, yeah.
If that's the way I understand it, yeah.
And who's going to do that?
I'll do that.
Okay, so Chen Wei is on the outside. You guys are on the inside.
Okay,
Right.
I pull the crystal
So
out. Does
all right.
the door reappear?
Okay, you grab it. Okay, pull, click, 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 pop, comes out. All right, you guys, you turn. They're still standing on the inside, looking at you.
Is the door there?
I don't know. You couldn't see it
Touch
before.
It's
Reach
invisible,
out to
but
touch it.
Touch.
Nope, doesn't seem to be there.
Okay, then I will
See,
walk
now
through.
you guys all missed a golden opportunity to go.
I thought about it. I did think it. I thought it. I just didn't say it.
I was.
Okay, well, anyway, I'll go through the door and I say, well, it'll probably then close it if we put it in this side. So
Probably
after
wouldn't.
everybody gets out of the way, so they don't, again, so the door doesn't bisect them, I'll put
The
it
only
in on
one
this
in the
side.
way is you.
And this time, once I do that, I will close my eyes for a second because of the bright flash.
Okay. Yep. There's a bright. You plug it in. There's a bright flash, and once you check, yes, it's solid. And
Okay.
and the air pressure builds rapidly inside until it's normal pressure.
Good. So we
and
can.
lights come on in this corridor, and along the side that you see all these old pictures and picture frames of people working and huge construction and all this stuff like that.
Okay, so if they have air, we have a little more, hours of survival here.
You think?
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Obviously, take off the suit helmets and stop using the bottled air if we have air.
Okay.
In fact, can our suits replenish the bottled air supply from the air?
Yes, because this was something that you were aware of, that the air on the other side was very, very low, and so you were basically were using pure oxygen as your backup air supply.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm actually using Perrier.
Perrier?
Yeah, it's French.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, so you guys go on down.
I haven't seen anything like this since I went to Space Mountain.
Yeah, this long corridor, and it goes on for quite a while, and then finally it ends up in this this big room that's surrounded by all these kind of monitors and things like that, and there's separate control panels that all seem to be, and on the top of it you see different I don't know, they're like geological shapes and things like that, and it looks like some kind of control panel for the purposes of the Zamboni uplift. So, and then and over on the side there is an elevator. It says it says access to the to what was it? It would be access to sea level.
Okay, I say, Data Buddy, is this broadcasting any maps or anything that you could show me?
No.
That's big no.
You said sea level. Is it going up or down?
It's some kind of controls. It looks like some kind of control station. I'm not sure what it is.
Let's I look at the controls on the control station. Is there a place for the
it says, Chen Wei, you do understand that I am not connected to the data stream. So,
right, but if it's broadcasting a map, you should be able to get that.
It's not broadcasting on any channel that I can receive.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm going to inspect the control panels and see if I can. What language is it in? First of all,
The language this in is Latin,
Okay.
so you can read it.
Okay. Can I mean, engineering, first rule of engineering is that form conveys function. So
Okay.
what am I seeing? Am I seeing like power levels? Am I seeing, like what the different readouts are? Or
Yeah. So there
is there a
seems to be
computer model
there
that I
seems to be there seems to be things like phase, congruity, and there's power, as I say, sufficient power levels and orientation, uh, things, and there's a lot of things that seem very technical, but it looks pretty. I mean, you don't know how it all works, but it looks an awful lot like this is how they did it, and this is probably where they did it.
Is there?
Basically, yeah.
Is this the only room in this elevator? Is the only thing that we can see?
There appears to be other rooms outside of this room, but there is but that in this room itself appears some big control panel and stuff like that. So
okay, I say,
Okay.
computer, show me a map.
okay, the all right. There are and by the way, the things that the controls are lit up, okay, and they are saying things like phase stable and things like that, So it looks like this thing. I mean, it wasn't is operational in here.
We don't want to accidentally drop all the water on the planet.
Do we?
And it looks like maybe that you could from here.
Good.
So the biggest problem was overpopulation on the Earth. They packed everybody into a few cities, and now there's no overpopulation. So they have the entire Earth to explore. So we could actually jumpstart the ecosystem if we were to stop blocking the sun.
It would certainly drown like anything that's already built below sea level.
Aw.
That sounds like a personal problem.
I mean,
Sorry.
it's only partial genocide. Sanctuary City wouldn't have to worry about anybody anymore because they all built on the seabed.
It's true.
Then again, they might have been built on Cuba, the island itself, but I'm assuming that it wasn't a violent return of the water didn't just shoot up into the sky, because that would be as equally horrible as if. The point is, we need to find out more information before we flood the Earth.
I think we should look around here and try to find things like food and transport.
Well, how about we look in one of the other offices or one of these other doorways?
Yes. Yeah, I think we should.
So we're going to walk around the room and check, open the other doors to see where they lead to, first of all.
Okay. All right. The other doorways leads to a vast complex of apartments and dormitories, and it continues to lead down to other things, which are, but you're not doing that. So right here, this appears to be a kind of a technician level where the people that were the head, the head techs and the head leaders of the project lived. So there are and it does look like those people have left. It looks like the place has been packed up and whatever.
So
there are
all
beds,
the computers
they're all made up.
Oh.
Yeah, all the beds are made up and just they would be dusty, and stuff, but they're there, and there's still stuff in some of the the showers and things like that, though maybe the water.
So it's
may
not
not
like
be running.
the other places where it was just picked clean and then removed. It's just been left.
Yeah, it's somewhat picked clean, but it isn't like harvested like it was the other places. This
So
looks
it's more like when you
it's
more like when you
this
go to a
looks-
motel room and it's still got a few things there. Yeah.
I was going to say it's an awful lot like the hotel in The Shining in the off season.
Right,
Oh
exactly.
my
So like
gosh, no.
things are still there, but it's not in use, obviously.
Correct.
Does the carpet look like a weird pattern? No.
Yeah. There's all the shampoo says red rum on it.
I actually was gonna buy a tie that had that pattern on it, so I was like, that would be funny. Nobody would get it except for like a few people.
I always thought that the carpeting in like the Marriott should have been like that. So we had Dragon Con,
Right. Just for I would do
All
it
right.
if I owned a hotel.
All right. I think we should stop here. You guys can start thinking about what you want to do with this place because you're now in a whole new place.
Is there
Wait,
like on most public buildings they have a "you are here" and it tells you the fire escape?
Oh jeez.
Yes.
Okay. So that's kind of what I'm looking for is "you are here, fire escape route."
All right then. So yay, chaos.
Well, where you are here, the fire escape route is going to point right down that main corridor out. So
Right, obviously, but sometimes it shows you more of the building.
But
than
there
just,
are on the map. It shows the map of the level, and there's other doors going to stairwells and things like that.
Cool. We'll take that with us.
Okay.
Start
All right.
looking at it.
You can easily take one of those, or you can take a picture of it if you still have cameras. I don't know. Your data buddy can certainly take a picture of it.
I have
Data
my
buddy, take a
Polaroid
picture.
camera. If all else fails, Polaroid.
Okay.
I'm gonna have the data buddy take a picture because
I'll find
it's
that.
there.
Right.
Be that way.
Cool. So far, we've done some pretty weird shit today.
We've caused chaos.
And
Well-
you managed to escape again.
Was that the
Nice.
third route you were thinking of, or was that just off the wall?
What you did?
Yeah.
That was a possibility I had considered.
Hey, it was so worth it.
Well, you gave us.
But
I
didn't know if you were going to. I mean, ever since you found the thing and it wanted to go somewhere, I wondered if someone was ever going to see where it wanted to go.
Well, Kaitlin and I have talked about it a few times, but it's just like,
And you figured out a way of it going and bringing you along, which I thought was very clever of you guys. So yeah. And Ken murdered a guy. So
There's self-defense.
Chen Wei murdered a guy. He was running away, Mr. Self-Defense.
it was self-defense. I shot him back 3 times.
I shot him back 3 times because
End recording.
Anyway,
because I was defending myself.
All right. You all can have 4 points.
Yay!
For and